Special counsel has weighed in on the status of one of Trump's cases. What can you tell us?
That's right. Special Counsel Jack Smith is saying that he is going to move to dismiss one of the two criminal cases against President-elect Trump. Here, he is referring to the election subversion case that he filed against President-elect Trump roughly 2 years ago. He is saying that, quote, the country has never faced the circumstances here where you have a pending criminal case against a president-elect. There is internal Justice Department guidance that says you cannot indict or prosecute a sitting president. And here, Jack Smith saying that, quote, this also applies to this situation where you have a president-elect. So he is moving to dismiss the election subversion case against Trump. Now, of course, Trump is facing two federal cases, both brought by the special counsel Jack Smith, this election subversion case, and then also the classified documents case down in Mar-a-Lago. Now, we have reported that the Justice Department and the special counsel's office have been in conversations about exactly how they want to wind down these cases. Now, we have not heard specifically about the Mar-a-Lago documents case yet. That is a little more complicated in terms of winding down because, of course, Trump has two co-defendants there who are not presidents-elect. So we'll be watching. But in terms of the special counsel's case against Trump related to January 6th and his alleged efforts to interfere with the outcome of the 2020 election, here Jack Smith asking to dismiss this case. Now, this is not a big surprise. A short time ago, a couple weeks ago, Smith has asked the court for more time to, quote, assess the unprecedented circumstances of having a pending case against a president-elect. And they asked the court for more time to assess what they should do. And again, not a huge surprise that they were going to ask to dismiss this case because the president-elect has made it clear. Once he's in office, he intends to fire Smith and get rid of his entire office. It was also expected he would get rid of the two cases against him. He can do that as president. He can have his attorney general fire the special counsel, dismiss cases. But here it looks like Jack Smith trying to beat him to it and asking for this case to be dismissed. And we're watching and waiting to see if we get a similar filing related to that other federal case pending against the president-elect down in Florida related to the alleged mishandling of classified documents.
Paula, as you said, these filings not coming as a surprise given that Donald Trump won the 2024 election. But stepping back, put this into context for us more broadly, because this is the closure of one of the most significant chapters of the legal woes that Trump has faced. These charges were filed more than a year and a half ago, and a lot of work went into this.
Yeah, I mean, this must be devastating for the special counsel, Jack Smith. He was brought in to handle these two cases. But the fact is that there is internal Justice Department guidance that says that you cannot indict or prosecute a sitting president. And they had to discuss with the leadership of the Justice Department, well, what do you do with a pending case against a president-elect? And a source familiar with this thinking tells me, look, Smith is a rules guy. He wants to follow the procedures, the practices of the Justice Department, which is why he is moving to dismiss this case. Now, what's also interesting about this case is this is the case where the Supreme Court had to answer the question of whether the former president at that time, former President Trump, had any immunity to shield him from some of the charges in this case, because his lawyers argued that some of the allegations were related to his official conduct. And the Supreme Court took roughly 7 months to weigh in on that question. And of course, they did rule that he had some immunity to protect him from prosecution. But if the Supreme Court had weighed in when Jack Smith initially asked them roughly a year ago, last December, it is possible that the special counsel could have had time to bring some case, depending on what would remain after the Supreme Court's analysis. But the Supreme Court, again, waiting 7 months to reveal the answer to that question, making it virtually impossible that the special counsel could bring this case. And this was really the only federal case that they could have realistically brought against Trump before the November election. Even people on both sides of the aisle have told me that the classified documents case was going to take longer, no matter who the judge was. But again, the special counsel definitely hindered by the Supreme Court taking so long here. But look, the Trump lawyers, they also deserve credit. They have very aggressively litigated on behalf of their client pretty much every conceivable constitutional claim that he could make. They have made it, and they were successful even beyond their expectations with the immunity argument at the Supreme Court. But once he became president-elect, they made it clear they were going to press to have all of these cases tossed out. And if they weren't, Trump was going to have his attorney general do it once he or she got into office. So this is not a huge surprise. The special counsel moving to dismiss this historic case.
All right, Paula Reed, thank you so much.
Yeah, please stand by, Paula.